So hello, beautiful listeners. Once again, I am tasking Lorelle to write the intro for me, and she has delivered in a yellow envelope. I'm so excited. All right.
It's called Manila.
I thought it was, but then I second-guessed myself because I didn't want you to laugh at me, but you did anyway.
You have to read everything starting up there.
A revelation in 3D animation. Watch with elation as this primate nation assumes the vocation of Space Chimps. That's right, folks. Today's awesome episode of Effing It Up is all about chimps. Space Chimps. If you somehow missed this cornerstone film, don't worry. Lorelle and I are excited to share its merits. Join us today and discover why one reviewer compared this film to the works of the Dutch masters. Much like a Vermeer or a Rembrandt, Space Chimps is a joyous exploration of light, color, and the heart-wrenching qualities of a very human life. Well, Simian life. I, too, experienced such rich and deep emotions as I watched this film. So let's not waste any more time and begin our re-entry into the orbit of this review. On that note, welcome back, beautiful watchers. Lorelle and I are here to be with you on this evening. Probably not at our best and brightest. I have to get a tooth yanked out of my mouth tomorrow. So next time I will be joining you sans one tooth.
Actually, next time you'll be joining us in the operating room. We're going to record while she's under anesthesia.
Lorelle's going to bring the camera in.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced she knows how to operate it, but...
I don't. But that's fine.
I'm really excited.
If a chimp can fly a spaceship, Lorelle can operate a camera.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was so moving.
We may never know who built it, but they brought it home.
Oh, dear God. I don't even know. I guess I'll give a baby summary of this movie. I'm gonna take...
What's a baby chimp? I think it's still just a baby.
Monkey. I'm gonna bleep out a lot of this episode.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Sorry. Let me just get into the summary of this movie. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's in the title. It's chimps going to space. I don't know what more I can say beyond that.
What more could you want?
So much more, Lorelle. I could want so much more than what I got watching this movie.
What the devil are you talking about?
Why don't instead you talk about what this movie means to you? Because you seem to have some strange emotional connection to it that I can't possibly understand. Dear God, my mouth.
I don't understand. Maya, do we need to abort this mission? And do we need to cancel the space program?
No, they said stiffness of the jaw is one of the symptoms, so...
Right. And so you have a stiffness of jaw and you should not be talking right now.
Lockjaw.
You have lockjaw.
Rabies.
So, all right.
Turning the mic over to
Lorelle. Okay. First of all, as a reviewer of this film, you know, I have to agree with that other reviewer who compared it to the Dutch master.
That was you, wasn't it? That was just you.
That's beside the point.
Did you put on a mustache too and look at yourself in the mirror so that somehow it wouldn't be a lie?
I wear many hats, okay?
And
One hat
mustaches.
One hat is that of a reviewer, and another hat is that of a different reviewer. who also has a podcast.
What's your competing podcast called, Lorelle?
Space Chimps podcast. First of all, I don't understand this negative emotion coming from you because I clearly remember sitting there with you and you were having a great time watching the movie and you said you loved it. So now you've suddenly done a 180 and are now pretending.
Let me recreate the face that I made while watching this movie.
It was a little angrier than that. It was a little angrier than that. Yeah, that's closer.
Most of this movie I just spent scowling over at Lorelle.
Accurate, yes.
Going, why did you do this to me? What we wanted to watch was Hoodwinked, but unfortunately Hoodwinked is not streaming in the US currently on any service, so...
The angrier that Maya got, the more joyful I became. You honestly enhanced. I didn't think watching Space Chimps could get better, but watching it with you as you were fuming was just a whole other level of just radiant joy. I can't explain it. It was beautiful.
Well, I'm happy I could give you something good out of the film, even though you...
It was like a 3D experience. You were the commander. I was the happy-go-lucky main character, Ham the Third.
You gave me...
You were Commander Titan.
A new mental illness by making me watch this film.
What an icon of 3D animation.
Oh my
gosh. What a cornerstone.
So what was the first time you watched this?
When I watched it with you.
Lorelle could quote this whole movie.
Yeah, well, it's very quotable. Such a good movie.
Yeah, which means you.
Yeah, okay, I saw it. Okay, fine. All right, fine. You're gonna call me out on the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to. Fine. Probably the first time I saw it would have been in my mid-teens, but I was mid. I was a mid-teen teen who was mid. I don't actually know what that means. I'm just hoping it doesn't mean anything perverted.
No, it doesn't.
Thank goodness.
It just means, like, mediocre.
Okay, yeah. Okay, great. That's what I thought it meant, so.
You call it the Midwest because it's mid!
Dodged a bullet there. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, and I watched it, and I thought it was hilarious, and then I watched it with my brother, and we thought it was hilarious, and then I watched it with my brother again, and we still thought it was hilarious, and carry on and so forth up until today, and then I, watched it with Maya a few weeks ago, and
I had a very different reaction.
Thought it was
clearly
hilarious.
I thought it was an abomination.
She thought
it's an affront to God. It was an affront to man.
She thought it was the girl with a pearl earring of movies.
Don't even say that painting in the same sentence as this steaming pile of garbage.
Chimp with a pearl jet suit. Rocket power.
Oh, good God. Let's just get into grading, because I don't know how much more of this blatant rewriting of the events I can handle.
No Bucks, no Buck Rogers.
Oh my gosh. Stop quoting it. I want to forget it. I drink to forget.
Category 1.
Writing.
Writing.
Alright,
and what didn't go right with the writing?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you kick this off.
Yeah, I will, thank you. The writing, phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. Hey Luna, get one of my good side. Oh wait, I'm all good side. Luna means moon in Latin.
Oh my goodness.
Permission to speak, Commander. You're a dork. Maya's going to commit homicide by the end of the night. What a delightfully quippy movie.
I will say
that will appeal to nerdy teenagers who haven't seen other movies that are better than this one. Such as Lorelle in her teens.
That's great. That's a great description because it explains so much.
No. My only other obsession at the time that I can think of in terms of movies was the TV show Numbers. So if that explains anything.
It explains so much. Explains that's also the book of the Bible you forgot.
Oh, you're right. What a coincidence. Is this what, like, the stars aligning feels like?
Maybe. What a little quinky dink that was.
Yeah. All the astronomy-related happenstances tonight.
I'm going back to...
Yeah, go back to the writing. Add to what I said.
Well, I was just going to say, I agree with you, because you said it was very quippy.
Yeah.
It has some jokes. Like, there were definitely moments that made me laugh. Like...
Were there?
Moments. Maybe 3.
Must have been laughing on the inside.
No, I looked at you and I went, that's good. I was like, that's kind of funny.
Through the tears.
Yeah. Once I calmed down, did some deep cleansing breath.
You unclenched your hands from the armrest. Those weren't on the armrest.
No, they weren't, but they were clenched. Anyway, the writing.
Yeah, Maya, what did you think of it?
It was a little bit derivative, Lorelle.
What?
What? Every other animated early 2000s film.
I can't possibly.
Designed for children.
Fathom.
Children under the age of 9.
Well, speaking as someone who watched this film, I can't possibly imagine what you're talking about.
Oh, that's good. Lorelle's going to be in denial this entire evening.
100% original. In fact, the only unoriginal thing in the movie was that they landed on a planet with 3 suns, and then they made a joke about how just every sci-fi writer had always theorized there would be 3 suns. So, you know, they called themselves out for it, so it's okay as long as they're self-referential.
That's not how it works. You can't just make a bad joke.
Yes, it is.
And then say, wow, that was a bad joke.
A bad joke? There are 0 bad jokes in that movie.
Oh my god. My other note that I had was Lorelle can quote the whole thing from memory.
And then it says, kill me.
It actually said, okay, so like the pacing was impressively speedy. Mm-hmm. It was nice that I didn't feel like I was
kind of like how fast their nights go by.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's good. Get me out of this thing as soon as possible.
Just
like
one of the many benefits of living on a planet with 3 suns.
Don't get me started on the fetus voiced by...
Stop calling her that. Just stop calling her that. I won't be able to unsee it.
Well, I would. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, she's not my favorite character.
Yeah.
Any character who randomly screams, I guess sings is the word, but it was really high-pitched.
Yeah.
Is not going to be my favorite character, even back when I was a mid.
What a tragic waste of Broadway musical legend Kristen Chenoweth in this...
A waste?
Ass backwards film.
A waste?
Okay, well, here's my question.
Yeah.
So, you can, when you write a film, you can write a film however you want, right?
Uh-huh.
You have the entire English language at your fingertips. You have,
power
real people to base characters off of and make them interesting. So why is the only lady in this film so boring?
Having a special, not that I'm saying an unwarranted, but a special connection to this movie. However, watching it with you, I did recognize perhaps that Luna is a bit unexciting. I'll give you that. She's not the best depiction of a multifaceted female character.
No! No, she is not!
That is the only point I will concede throughout the rest of this podcast.
Alright.
This movie has done no other wrong,
I
have to agree.
I don't mean to rush through the writing, but I am getting a little bit tired of your lies. So, why don't you just tell me what your final grade was?
B.
I gave it a C-.
Wow, that's better than I was expecting.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, it was a derivative,
What?
kind of unfunny children's movie. I'm like, there's worse things out there, like...
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell I'm gonna kill her by the end of this?
No. This is the one that finally does it. Pushes Mya over the edge.
I'm in pain.
I have been looking forward to this so much. I have been so gleeful. I couldn't wait to make you read that intro.
That was great. I had so much fun doing that.
I was cackling the whole time.
Alright, moving right along to category number 2.
Yes. See if you remember what it is this time.
Acting. I had it written on a piece of paper.
Fantastic. Correct. Acting. This one's your lead. So.
Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Alright, I have very few complaints with the acting. For what it is.
Wow.
For the script they were given.
What does that mean? Andy
Samberg is a wonderful voice actor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
He has a very distinct voice, and at this point he was not so well known that it was just a celebrity casting. Like, they just tried to pick actors that I think really fit the roles.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy Samberg, Patrick Warburton, and then Kristen Chenoweth. Waste of Kristen Chenoweth, but she is there, playing a little weird pink fetus that sings everything.
Stop saying that.
And
no, she only sings when she's scared.
Oh,
remember,
oh
Mya?
I remember. Stop making me remember.
Remember, and her head lights up.
Yeah, her little bulbous head.
It is kind of gross. I don't like the coloring they chose for her.
It's literally, oh gosh.
It is a very fleshy color, but she has no clothes, so it just makes it very uncomfortable.
We can get back to that later when we talk about visuals too.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't have a ton to say about the acting. Like, it was good. It was passable. Specifically, Samberg and Warburton were the best parts of it, but like everybody else was definitely just kind of phoning it in. I can't imagine why.
I've never phoned anything in my life, especially on this podcast.
Lorelle doesn't know how to use a telephone.
What's a telephone?
Because she's Mennonite.
That is correct. We use Morse code.
And carrier pigeons.
Telegraphs, that's the word. It was such a fancy word, I forgot the name of the machine itself. We don't like machinery in general.
Oh, yeah.
Prefer to use our hands. We write with quills and ink wells. Quill pens and ink wells, that's the godliest way.
I'm so broken.
Although technically, even a pen is considered a tool.
You're considered a tool.
I am. Tonight I am. I have decided to be as much of
a problem as
possible. Just a little look behind the curtain for you guys.
Yeah.
A little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Normally I'm very cooperative and genuine. But tonight I've decided to be...
Yeah, cooperative?
I've decided to be uncooperative and genuine tonight. Everything I'm saying tonight, I fully believe.
Someone get me out of here. Left in a cage with all the rats.
Death to strangers. Ooh, great name for a band.
Oh my gosh, have you ever tried to do a movie review with your co-star who is just casually gaslighting you and herself into thinking that it was a good movie, and you have a tooth that is just begging to be ripped out of your mouth?
Comment below if this has happened to you.
Comment below if this situation sounds familiar to you in any way, shape, or form. This episode is going to be 20 minutes long.
You're just gonna cut out everything that I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be a mean review by mine.
Yeah, it's not gonna be 20 minutes long if I cut out everything you say.
That's true. That's true. It's gonna be a 3-minute like nasty.
Like I hated this.
I hated this. This made me reach levels of rage I hadn't known possible.
Yeah.
Don't take this out of context, by the way. Make sure that everyone understands this is Maya's feelings.
Took the words
Meanwhile,
right out of my mouth, Lorelle, and put them into your own.
Meanwhile, I was on cloud 9, not the cloud of id that Ham the Third accidentally lands. What a great movie. What a great, great movie. I want everyone to watch it. Any more thoughts on the acting?
I have no thoughts, only pain.
No, only pain.
That describes
like,
my experience watching this movie.
Much like
the
character whose name I've actually forgotten, who gets swallowed alive, gets eaten alive. Probably she experienced some pain. What was her name? I can't even think of that right now.
Oh my gosh, that's so shocking that you can't remember a character's name in this movie. Maybe that's indicative of the fact that nothing in this movie is as memorable as you think it is.
Her name was Kilowatt. Kilowatt. I mean, her full name was something else. But
oh gosh, well I stand corrected.
You sit corrected, Maya.
You're right.
You have been corrected.
Thank you for showing me the folly of my ways.
I also think the acting was phenomenal and perfect for the roles, except for Kilowatt, who was annoying. You keep saying she's a Broadway singer, the actress. I don't know who that is, but
Kristen Chenoweth. She was one of the original Glindas in Wicked.
The speaking parts were fine. I just didn't like the all the time. Mm-hmm. I also could be a Broadway singer.
Yeah, that was one of the dumbest bits I've ever seen in the movie. Oh, she sings when she gets scared.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was dumb. I would say I'm not a big fan of sudden loud noises.
It was dumb, Lorelle. It made no sense.
Just because they're different from you, Maya, doesn't mean it's dumb. They're aliens.
Don't make this a species issue, Lorelle.
Now I'm thinking of that episode from the pilot episode of Invader Zim where they're like, just because he's got green skin, you think you can make fun of him? He's got no ears. Is that part of your skin condition too, Zim? Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
What a great show. Equally great to Space Chimps. Perhaps, dare I say, even possibly even a little better than Space Chimps. So,
what was your grade for acting, Laura?
Was I talking about acting? A+. Also, my introduction to Andy Samberg. And when I later discovered Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I was like, oh, look, it's Ham the Third, but he's a detective.
Oh my gosh. Andy Samberg's hot.
Ham the Third is hot.
Good. All right. Category number 3. Visuals.
Maya. In one sound, not a word, how would you sum up your feelings about the visuals of this movie? Got something in your throat?
No, that's my sound.
I asked you to share a sound.
That's my sound. All I wrote on this paper was gag.
You wrote gag.
I wrote gag.
You did, with the little asterisks and everything.
Yeah.
Like a cue prompt, like a prompt cue, like a...
Can you... Can you get your shit together?
No, I cannot. I'm just so happy to be reviewing such a great movie. I can't hold it together, Maya.
I'm going to start actually weeping. I'm just going to start openly weeping, and then you'll be uncomfortable, and then you're going to feel real bad about this.
So what I'm gathering from this is that you feel the visuals in this movie were somewhat subpar.
They were revolting.
Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, there's a really awful movie called Food Fight. It's lauded as being one of the worst animated films ever made.
Not loud enough because I haven't heard of it.
Exactly. I'm not saying that this movie's visuals were as bad as the ones in the movie Food Fight. But it definitely made me think about Food Fight. And I haven't had to think about Food Fight for a very long time.
Well, it sounds like you are harboring some deep-seated trauma relating to this movie Food Fight, which you are unfairly putting on the movie Space Chimps.
You do not have a psych degree, so I'm going to need you to sit down.
If I did have a psych degree, I would have worded that as a question instead of a statement. That's the only difference between someone with a psych degree and me. I have all the insight. I'm just a lot more
the visuals
forward with it.
Were every unappealing early 2000s movie.
All right. I've heard enough out of you, woman. I would like to come to the defense. I would like to stage a coup in this totalitarian government of Space Chimps hating society right here. In defense of the movie Space Chimps, specifically relating to its visuals, I would like to say that unlike the movie Shrek, which people for some reason like, I do not think the visuals in Space Chimps were intentionally bad. That being said...
That is so much worse. If you do something and it's unintentionally bad.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. They were doing the best they could with their budget and their technology at the time. If they had Disney movie money, then they could have made a much prettier film. That's my defense. That all being said, I agree that perhaps some of the visuals were not maybe
well thought out.
I mean, not to backtrack on my agreement with that other reviewer who said they reminded them of the Dutch Masters,
which was you.
That's beside the point. I do think that in terms of the alien creatures specifically, the designs were not fully delicious. I mean, I just need you to know that you defending this movie, you sound like a Reddit user. I am a Reddit user.
You sound like someone who actually
responds. Where I get my skills from.
You sound like someone who actually responds to Reddit posts.
And well, that'll be my next step.
I mean that as the highest insult.
Soon as I find the Reddit thread about Space Chimps, I will achieve the next level of Reddit userhood, and I will become someone who responds to Reddit comments. I would like to say, this is me typing on Reddit, that Ham the Third and Titan and Luna were very cute. And also so was the other guy whose name I've forgotten. I would be Googling in my other search bar, so I wouldn't be saying the guy whose name I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Because he is the cutest character in there, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
The little monkey who makes the banana phones.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the banana phones this time.
We're not talking about the fact that I had to explain all of the innuendos in the movie to you?
No, we're not reviewing sex education, so we're gonna... I don't like the fact that you have ruined this beloved childhood movie for me by explaining all the innuendo that went over my head.
I ruined it.
Yeah, in fact, you were the...
to ruin this movie. Not that the movie did anything itself, like, be horrible.
Well, maybe...
Pointing out the euphemisms in a children's movie.
Maybe it wasn't meant to be a euphemism. Maybe he really was asking Luna if she had a banana phone in her pocket.
She was just happy to see him.
As a mid-teen, I did not get that joke. I will readily admit. And I also did not get the other perverted jokes.
I'm happy for you. I think your life sounds a lot more beautiful.
You know what? It's pretty great. Yeah. But every time I watch a movie with you, it gets a little darker.
I think my life would have been more beautiful if I'd never seen this movie at all.
What could you possibly mean by that? Is it because in watching this movie, you know you will never see a better movie and that depresses you?
Nope, that's definitely not it. Couldn't be more wrong.
Other than like the design of the aliens in the alien world, which is really not that great. I mean, you have a whole alien world to work with. One might imagine you'd want to make it a little bit wondrous.
Yeah! Sorry.
Did that sound like a criticism? I didn't mean it that way.
Aggressive.
No. I think what I was trying to say is that they did a very profound piece of work there in showing that an alien world is not necessarily better than our human world. In fact, if you think about it that way, the alien world is really just a parallel for our own worlds.
I'm going
with the same amount.
I'm going to kill Lorelle and then myself.
She's going to shoot fluvian neck spikes at me. She's going to push me into the...
Oh, look at that. My butt cheeks are clenching yet again.
The cave of despair. No, I actually don't remember if that's what it was called.
Oh my gosh. I wish I was dead.
What rating did you give the visuals, Maya?
D+.
Wow. I rated the visuals, the lowest rating out of all my ratings, a C, and that's strictly for the aliens and the alien world. Although I agree that they did something profound with it. I agree with myself from when I said that earlier. But it was still not my favorite thing to look at.
Yeah, I would be happy to never look at it again.
I mean, the flutterbys were nice, I guess. The ones that get dipped in the Fresnar.
I don't remember, and I don't care.
But if you divert the Fresnar, where will we live? With me, in my dungeon. How gracious,
Dear God, are
my
you
lord.
There? It's me, Margaret. Category number 4. Directing.
Maya, I hear you have a Wikipedia or something.
So here we go.
Yeah. Wait. Before you read this Wikipedia page, I want to share something that my brother said to me today. He said a great percentage of the Wikipedia articles are written by CIA agents or former CIA agents. Do you think this one was?
Oh, definitely not. No.
All right, carry on.
Because this is just repeating down, like,
whoa. I need to fact correct myself as a Reddit person. He didn't say agents. He said in the CIA.
Okay.
More people work in the CIA than just agents.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm sure the CIA was very concerned.
I think the CIA was directly involved in the Space Chimps film.
Yeah. They actually use it for torture in other countries.
In Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. So here's just a little excerpt about the director.
Okay. About the director.
So in 2002, Kirk, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I'm just going to say D'Amico, conceived a film premise of anthropomorphic chimpanzees on a spaceship.
Aren't chimpanzees already anthropomorphic?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess he didn't say humanoid. Alright, carry on.
On a spaceship from viewing The Right Stuff, 1983, a fictional depiction of the Mercury 7 program. It included the line, "Does a monkey know he's sitting on top of a rocket that might explode?" Which made him wonder what happened if the monkey knew. Shortly after the light bulb moment, he saw the famous space chimpanzee Ham on the cover of a 1961 issue of Life magazine. The chimpanzee's smug expression gave him the idea of a self-centered protagonist going on a dangerous space mission. Using the Life magazine issue with him, D'Amico pitched his idea to John H. Williams, comparing the plot to that of Tommy Boy. Williams was instantly hooked and began working with him from there. They later decided on a great sci-fi adventure for children that was also mocking of science fiction media in the same way the Shrek films, which Williams also produced, parodied fairy tales. D'Amico wanted the planet to have the vibe of the Mos Eisley Cantina of the Star Wars series. And to all of that I say, D'Amico, God love you. Big swing and a miss.
No. The director hit it out of the park. All those things that he said he was going to do, he did. The parody, the Apollo 13 parody, the Right Stuff parody, man, I ate that up. I still eat that up. So funny, so good, perfectly executed. Has done no wrong in my book. A+ for the director for me.
I feel like all the things he wanted, he accomplished none of them. Like,
oh no, he accomplished
everything that we just heard.
It went over your head.
I was like, nothing about this is even remotely similar to Tommy Boy. Like,
I don't know what Tommy Boy is, but I definitely got the Apollo 13 parodies.
Yeah.
Parody moments.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good parody.
What the devil are you talking about,
like,
woman?
I don't know what... I know we disagree on this, but Shrek was funny, and I could still sit down and watch Shrek because it was geared towards more of an older teen audience than it was a kids movie. So the parody's kind of just wasted on the kids. Like, you should have just made, like...
Alright, well...
a fun space movie, but the parody...
I'm not interested in talking about Shrek, but I will say that I only saw it when I was probably around the same age that I first saw Space Chimps, so it's possible that if I watched Shrek now, I would have a different opinion of it. Especially now that I know it was done by the same guy that did Space Chimps. So that warmed in my heart.
Both produced by the exact same person, Lorelle.
I'm now more open to the idea of liking Shrek.
Oh my gosh, if we watch Shrek... alright, well, hey, that's gonna be our next movie. We're gonna watch Shrek.
Unless we can find Hoodwinked, because I still want to watch Hoodwinked.
We can watch
that
Hoodwinked,
movie is...
I think we need to...
hilarious.
I need you to compare and contrast Space Chimps and Shrek.
I don't have to watch Shrek to already know Space Chimps is better.
Oh my gosh.
Space Chimps is better, man.
What's your grade?
It's set in space. What more could you ask for? Space. The final frontier. For directing, my grade for directing is A. What's your grade for directing?
C-. Looking back, I should have made it lower.
I remembered, and not because I looked at the Wikipedia page that Maya pulled up, but I remembered the name of the cute monkey who stays back at control. His name is Comet. I just remembered that.
Good.
Aw, poor Comet. He thinks he's going to space.
Yeah.
3 seats, 3 monkeys.
that poor dumb...
3 chimps.
That poor dumb
Maya, you know what? It's your tooth talking. I distinctly remember you loving this movie while we watched it. It is also possible that it was just my own glee.
C-. You don't remember this face, Laura?
Now that you bring it up.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, what is your...
Whoa.
Am I moving too fast to ask for your ultimate grade?
No, I'll give it gladly. I'm ready to hear
it.
I'm ready to turn these stupid microphones off.
I cannot wait.
My final grade, and I really think it should have been lower than what it ended up being, because now I'm just mad. I gave this movie, overall, a C-.
C-. No, I was just repeating you. That's not what I gave it. I gave it an A in a little astronaut suit.
That's a really cute astronaut. That is... I hate that this movie is an A. You know, it was great.
It's an A.
It was great when we both hated La La Land and then gave
the
movie a glowing review. This is making me question everything.
I shouldn't be showing my notes because I'm revealing that I wrote no notes. But this movie is of a high caliber. Oh gosh. My opinion of this movie is so high it's in the stratosphere. One might even say it's entered space. Oh, and there's also a 2001 Space parody. 2001 Space Odyssey parody, briefly.
Yes, because that movie needed a parody made by a children's movie.
I will say I did not like that movie except for Hal. Hal's great. I wouldn't say I would die for Hal, except I would die for Hal, but not willingly.
It's an awful movie.
Thank you for saying that. Now, those are some Space Chimps I don't get behind. The first 20 minutes of 2001 Space Odyssey.
2001 Space Odyssey and Space Chimps are both...
How dare you?
In my book.
How dare you? Madam, it is time to duke it out. How dare you compare my least favorite science fiction film to my favorite animated science fiction film about Space Chimps.
Favorite?
It is my favorite animated science fiction film about space chimps.
Oh my gosh.
If Megamind had a space chimp in it, Megamind might edge out Space Chimps. There's no space chimp, just space aliens.
I'm just gonna start crying. Okay, I don't think it's any secret. I hated this movie so much. I hated it with every fiber of my being. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was ugly.
Well, tell me before we started the movie, what did you think? What were your expectations?
I was like, oh, maybe it'll be a cute kids movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, gosh, this is an abomination.
It didn't take long for your opinion to dip.
Like 1 minute in, and I was like, oh no.
You made us some popcorn. I was there just like eating it up, both literally and figuratively.
I'm there going, oh no.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm just like reliving all of my favorite scenes and watching out of the corner of my eye Maya sink deeper and deeper into this like this almost volcanic fury.
Because, like, I think most of the issue is on some level I trust in your opinion.
Well, she won't make that mistake again.
I was like, Lorelle loves it this much. There's gotta be something about it that's like, it's so bad, it's good. Like,
I mean, how dare you even suggest such a thing?
But no,
it's just good.
Lorelle just...
If nothing else, you could enjoy Andy Samberg and Patrick Warburton's I am Titan, I am strong. No one wants to sing along. Get a life or two.
No, Lorelle, I did not enjoy that. I was just wishing I could watch them in a better movie.
I didn't quote the whole thing.
But you made it very clear that you could.
But I couldn't. It was an exercise in restraint. But I didn't want you to have a bad experience watching it. So I wanted you to enjoy it.
Well, it's nice that you tried. So thanks, Lorelle, for recommending this for us to watch.
And that reviewer. Thank you for that kind review that I shared in the intro.
You'll be lucky if you get a say in anything we watch ever again.
That's okay. We've watched my what is it called? The opus, the magnum opus. That's not it. What am I? We've watched my ultimate movie, so it's fine if I never get another say.
Okay.
You watched the greatest work of my reviewing abilities. My reviewing discernment. The greatest work of my reviewing discernment was to suggest Space Chimps. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it and then in the comments agree with the correct one of us, whether it was good or bad. And make sure to cast your vote.
Whoever disagrees with me, I will be blogging.
They're all gonna disagree with you.
I don't need.
You're in the minority.
I don't need negative energy other than Lorelle around here.
Well, this is all positive energy, baby.
On that note, hey, thanks everybody for tuning in to a really weird and wacky episode where Maya's cranky and Lorelle has all the energy.
When has this ever happened?
When has this ever happened? Apparently when we watch Space Chimps.
We can watch it again and review it more.
Never again. I'd rather kill myself.
She'd rather have all of her teeth pulled.
Literally would rather be toothless.
She truly...
And deal with that again. Anyway, you can follow us on Effing It Up. You can watch us on YouTube. Just, come hang out with us. We're usually a good time. I'll be more fun when this one tooth is gone. But
the angrier she gets, the more powerful I become.
And on that note, keep it feral.
Keep it feral. You're pretty feral today.